So you actually created this suite, Tales of Volterra. This was was it a pre-recorded or live-action Dungeons and Dragons game that was played?
No, it's actually for my own Dungeons and Dragons game that I lead. So I created the world of Volterra with some friends of mine, and that's we play weekly with our Dungeons and Dragons group. And as they discover more places and as they go to these different worlds and realms, I'm like, well, what would be a great way for me personally to describe this stuff? Well, I'm a composer, so the best way for me to describe it is through my art. So I just made these tracks for them. Some of them are based on some older projects that never got off the ground, so it was really nice to get back to those and really investigate this new world. It's just great. I mean, because of current times where things are a little lesser these days, I had the time to return to those kinds of personal projects. So through the ashes comes opportunity. So it was always fun to go back to these old products and give them new life.
Indeed. And for anyone listening to this podcast, we're referring to the COVID-19 pandemic of 2020 through 2021, which means a lot of musicians are not going out to play as much and they're staying at home a little bit more. So do you actually play the pieces of music when you're in the different geographical areas, like when you guys are sitting around playing?
Yep, for sure. I have,
awesome.
Because we're all remote right now, I use Zoom for video, but I also use Discord for audio, just as kind of a safety net, just in case one system goes down. But there's a way in Discord where you can have another user who's a bot who can play different tracks and have them loop and do all sorts of things. So yeah, I use them as an actual part of the game.
That's fascinating. Has anyone ever contacted you? Because I know there are some sort of podcasts and streamed Dungeons and Dragons group. Has anyone ever contacted you to make music for their group?
Oh, absolutely. A lot of the projects that are on my YouTube page, a lot of the character portraits and some of the things that aren't labeled as that group, those are commissions from other creatives. So those are pieces that portray their character or their group or their organization. And
that's fascinating.
I love that process. I
cool.
So much. Yeah, because it's they'll come to you. I've got this group of dwarves that needs a theme. I'm like, okay, cool. So what does that mean? Tell me about them. Tell me their story. What do they do? Are they underground? Do they live in the air? Are they sea dwarves? I don't know what they are. So there's so many different factors. I just love it. I love talking to these other creative folks.
Is that like your piece that was Thane's theme, I think it was?
That's right.
Yeah.
What is it called? Yeah, for Thane and Mountain, I think it's called.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was a guy, the fellow who's like, yeah, I've got this guild I run. It's a bunch of dwarves and we do cool stuff. I'm like, awesome. Like, let's do it.
Wow.
Yeah, I love talking about it. I mean, I usually we usually back and forth. It's just me at the piano sketching some things out. And it's always fun. It's like, because there's always that one moment they have where, you send them a little piece and they're like, oh, that's nice, but I don't know if that's really what we're looking for. Okay, well, here's something else. And, after the third or fourth time, they go, that's it. That's what I was looking for. And then, the floodgates are opened. And it's such a fun process. I really love it.
Oh, that's amazing. So any D&D players who are looking for some theme music for their streams or games should get in contact with you on your website?
Please, yes, absolutely.
And that is tg-sounds.com. That's T like tango, G like golf, dash sounds, sounds.com. Talk to Taylor. He will hook you up with some sweet backtracks for your Dungeons and Dragons game.
Oh yeah.
I actually do have a gig for you on that. I've got a student who wanted some Dungeons and Dragons stuff. I'll give it to you after the podcast when we're done.
Perfect.
Yes.
I love that.